So now you have people, and this is an old guy. For all you MAGA cultists who keep saying the market slump doesn't matter because 20 and 30-year-olds have plenty of time to make up the losses. Seriously, what's your answer to people who are retiring now who thought that they were good until your guy fucked it up? What's your answer? Tough shit? Yes, my answer is tough shit. Just like your generation's answer to millennials and Zoomers who are unable to get a job, buy a home, and start a family and save for their own retirement was tough shit. This is your karmic reckoning, carefully curated from the moment you abandon the unwritten obligation every next generation has to leave the world in a better place. This is a very, very common sentiment from young people, that they have a huge resentment towards boomers and older people for not relinquishing some degree of control over the economy or not making the economy better for them to grow up into, right? They fucked us, exactly. You stole our jobs, stole our houses, you stole our pensions, you stole our rents, you stole our futures, and you made the world indefinitely worse for us in every single way. Also, you could have a boost to your portfolio and spend historically unprecedented 20 years at the end of your entitled lives sitting on the beach in Florida. You know why millennials and Zoomers don't care about what's happening right now? It's not because we think we'll make up for it later. It's because you've already accepted that we'll never make it up. This is a normal day for us. This has been our reality our entire fucking lives. LMAO. Welcome, enjoy, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps, skip the avocado toast, and print off a few resumes. That's right. That is exactly fucking right. It's crazy to me that people don't understand this. It really is. It's crazy that they don't get this. Yeah, they can learn to code. Exactly. And you're a terrible person. That doesn't change the fact that they're still going to do it. You can use as much emotional blackmail as you want. You can try to guilt trip people as much as you want. You can try to use emotional language and appeal to people in that way as hard as you possibly can. But at the end of the day, tough shit, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Too bad, pussy. Sucks to suck. Rip bozo. Easy GG. You might not agree with the sentiment. You might think the sentiment is like wrong or destructive, and I think that's totally fair to feel that way. But and in some ways it's true, but if you don't understand it, it's a very big difference. You can understand something without agreeing with it. If you can't understand this and where this is coming from, you have left the realm of reality. You have. Millennials going to inherit the most wealth in world history from our parents? Yep, that's right. And yeah, they will care when prices skyrocket and people are paying $15 for a cup of coffee. People are already paying $15 for a cup of coffee. See, like you can't make this like argument to fear of prices going higher. Do you know why you can't do that? It's because it already happened. It already happened. So you can't go and say, oh yeah, well, prices are going to get a lot higher. They just got higher in COVID, and we all did what you told us by wearing masks, taking the vaccine, and socially distancing. And then what's the reward for it? The price hikes for COVID stayed after COVID, and they got worse. And you expect people to just keep playing the ball? Absolutely not. Yeah, we did? Yes, a lot of people did. What are you talking about? We can't complain? Oh, people can complain. I'm just saying this is the way it happens, right? It's turning into a numb feeling. Yeah, the answer is at least you get to retire. I'll never retire. Us terrible people really don't care when somebody calls us terrible either. Exactly. And this is what's going to happen. Looks like the tables have turned. I'll read a few comments about this too real quick. And skip to have a cost. Most realistic and hilarious thing I've read lately. Can't how many times you just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and don't let your work boots get called. Literally every financial advisor tells you to move money out of stocks and into risky investments if you're near retirement. Yeah, of course. The Tunskin Rod, the motherfucker from Orbit. Yeah, their houses all went up in value over 5x in the last few years, and their stocks are already 5x from 2000. No one gives a shit. Yeah, exactly. And this is all why people can't afford food. And your retirement's not ruined because the market pulled back to the level it was 1 year ago. It's because you accepted we'll never make it up. Hit me so hard. Financial advisor asked me when I'd like to retire. Last year I laughed. Retirement, what's that? Was my response. Yeah, middle class screaming at the working class for not giving a shit about the middle class, a winning strategy. That's it. And so this is what's going to continue happening. And I think that it will continue to get worse. And there it is. Those of us who invest in property and kids can retire poor. Maybe. For them, a house was an inevitability. To us, it's a distant dream. there are a lot of guys that are like my age, because like I have a lot of friends obviously that are streamers, and the fact is like many of my friends are, you know, they have actually very good jobs now, but some of them not necessarily as much. And for the ones that I know that don't have as good of a jobs, like they can't even afford to buy a house in the neighborhood they grew up in. And I think this is a very, very common sentiment that a lot of people have in America now. And how many of you guys have had like a similar paradigm, a similar phenomenon to this as well, right? Many, many people, right? And so poverty gets more expensive the longer it gets to you. Being poor is expensive. That's a really good point. And that's true too. A lot of my friends, Austin, Texas, received like a huge like housing demand increase, right? Because there's a lot of tech jobs here. People are moving here. It was getting really, really popular. And so the price of housing like went up by like 2 or 3x in a matter of like less than 10 years. And so all of these people that were going to be able to buy a house, now they have to live outside of Austin and drive in for like an hour to work. And they're pissed. They're really pissed. Welcome to class warfare, baby. I've been waiting for it. I'm over the race wars, wars over oil, and wars over other men's ideas. Class warfare is the one they've been distracting us from. Yes, I actually do think, and this is something, I find it to be kind of ironic, because all of the, all of the communists and all of the LARPers on social media have been talking about how much they want a revolution and a class war. Guys, I'm telling you, like, this absolutely, like, the stock market crashing and destroying the stock market is absolutely a class war. It 100% is a class war. Like, people that have these stocks and all their money is invested in this shit, this will massively disproportionately affect them. And yes, it will have trickle-down negative effects, but these people will fall way farther than you will. Because really, a lot of the people that are falling that far, or that aren't going to fall that far, it's because they can't. They're already too close to the bottom to begin with. That's it. So does trickle-down economics work or not? I mean, it does and it doesn't. It depends on the situation, right? What does your stock portfolio look like? Probably a lot of minuses and a lot of red. I haven't asked, I haven't called, I haven't checked. And, I'm going to do the old, I did this with my teeth. I ignored my teeth, they went away. And I'm going to ignore my stocks, and they'll probably go away too. So that's really the solution. Yep, just don't look at it. Don't think about it. I'll come back. I remember during COVID, I just did, like, for the year that COVID was, like, making the markets go down, I just didn't read my reports. Yeah, I just didn't read them. And, like, I saw them once, like, okay, wow. Well, that's, oh, damn. Well, that's the way it is. So, yeah, I just don't think about it. Yeah, just wait 5 years, exactly. And also, like, for me, this is the fact, is, like, I never really plan on quitting working, right? Like, I don't ever want to retire. I could retire now. Like, why would I want to retire? I like doing what I do. And so, like, for me, yeah, I'm totally out on that. So, yeah, we've been distracted for too long. The tactics are getting weaker and weaker. It's becoming impossible to not notice who the ones fucking us over are. Yeah, I think that's very true. And so anyway, yeah, this is Friendship with Culture Wars Ended. Generation War is my new best friend. Well, this is just another version of the Culture War, but it's a much closer shade of color, closer to a class warfare than people complaining about, like, trans or something like that, right? And we millennials have already lived through 3 once-in-a-generation worldwide economic crises and several other once-in-a-generation canonic events. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. And so if you're 60, you're probably investing in S&P was at 300, not 4,800. I'm in my 20s. I'm extremely happy the market is down. Now I can buy stocks and sales. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us. Yeah, I think so too. And I think that's the way a lot of guys feel. What could a boomer's done to appraise them? Logically give them their money, change the government to make houses cheaper? I don't understand what they're mad about. Or are they just being mad? I think that there's a lot of things. I feel like a big component to it is that boomers did not really move out of the job markets in ways that allowed millennials to gain upward mobility in different types of corporate structures and different types of business structures. So basically, like, the power didn't really change hands in the way that I think that people grew up and expected it to. And some of the reasons for that are, I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons, right? You have, science and medicine is better now, so people are able to work longer. You have the fact that maybe they didn't have enough money to retire. Like, there's a lot of reasons for why, but ultimately that's what it is.